Hey guys, Angry Joe here, and we are in a super secret location for a project I've been working on for the past few months. I can't wait to share it with you guys. And we're key. Anyway, yeah, we kidnapped somebody's cat. I can't tell you who, but anyway, we wanted to have a Halo extended discussion with you guys and talk a little bit about some of the recent news that has come out and spoilers on the game because we never got a chance to talk about those. I guess let's just jump right in with our thoughts. A lot of people thought that I considered Halo 5 to be a bad game. It's not a bad game. Let me reiterate that. It is a slightly above average. Remember, my scale is 5 is average,
Yeah.
okay? It's not Game Informer.
Which is 7 is average, which is specifically designed to make people think it's higher than
Right?
it is.
The Game Informer is like, this game is bad. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
No, 6 out of 10 is slightly above average. And in my opinion, it's actually quite an achievement for Halo to have earned that score despite some of its negatives. And I can list its negatives here for you.
I agree, Key. She's so static prone.
Shocking. Okay, I'll let her out. But anyway, I think it's actually a testament to the game's ability that it got a 6 out of 10 considering all its faults. And I think a lot of people try to dismiss my review by saying, "Oh, well, you played on normal, and normal 4 hours and 30
Yeah.
minutes. It's actually a lot longer than that." It's not a valid excuse.
No, artificial difficulty.
It's artificial. I mean, you know, you got one hit. So let's set aside the length argument. The reason why I put the length argument in there is because we legitimately finished in 4 hours and 30 minutes. Now, we weren't looking for intel. We weren't looking for skulls. We had a good player. We had an average player. We had a below average player. You know, those kinds of things. And we still finished it in 4 hours and 30 minutes. The point is, it's among the most shortest Halos campaigns that's out there. You can even check the what is it, average game length. There's a website where you can check average game length, and it is among the shortest. So what I'm saying is, it still got a 6 out of 10, but it wasn't because of the length. There's a lot of other things. There was no split screen multiplayer. There was the dumb AI, and when I'm talking about dumb AI, I mean the partner AI, and I showed that in the video that how dumb Buck was not reviving you, and it's
poor
not
Buck.
just Buck, it's everybody. I like Buck.
Buck is awesome.
There's the missing Forge and Big Team Battle at release, which is when I review the game and when it's fair to give it a score. Recycled endgame bosses, like
Yeah. Like
three,
Destiny.
three different fights, but then you fight them like 6 different times. It was just out of control.
I liked the counter.
The counter,
Counter
yeah.
was immersive.
And then the cliffhanger ending that was never earned. That ending was never earned.
didn't earn it,
And now we have to wait 2-3 years to get a resolution on what's going on. By the way, this video is going to have spoilers in it, so it's an extended discussion. So Cortana was the bad guy. That was the big thing that I couldn't say in the review. So Cortana was the bad guy.
Cortana's the
I
bad
thought that
guy.
was kind of interesting, and I'm surprised they did it because Microsoft uses Cortana now for everything,
Yeah.
like the Siri.
Yeah.
Hello, Cortana, and hello, Angry Joe. And now I think she's a bad guy talking to me. It's like Skynet taking over. The misleading marketing with no lock versus Chief clash as promised. The rather undeveloped blue team and Osiris team. You couldn't tell them
Yeah.
apart. I mean, aside from Buck, you couldn't tell them apart. Especially disappointing is that, Fred was supposed to be like as powerful as Master Chief, and he has his own story. Same with Kelly and all those, and they're just combed
Yeah,
right
they were
by.
just-
And this is the first
forced.
opportunity we get to see Blue Team in this kind of glorified sense, and it's not there. So I can't believe, and so I'm not done. That was point 7. Point 8 is the requisition point microtransaction system, requisition points, and I have a lot to say on that in a second here. And then you have the poor map rotation in multiplayer, which is, it made it seem like there wasn't a whole lot of maps
Yeah.
in the game. We kept playing rigs.
Yeah, people are like, there's only one. There's 15 maps or
It-
something, and no, it
it
was
just
like
didn't
every
feel
map
like it.
was the same. Over
There is
and
15
over.
maps, but it just didn't feel like it because it was poor map rotation. I think because the different modes have only a few maps
Yeah.
for each mode. They're locked off. And then number 10, we can talk about the length. So that is all the reasons why it got docked on the score. And I know some people, I can't believe what Halo is getting in some of these 10 out of 10.
10s out of 10, man.
Are you crazy? Like that's objectively wrong.
Yeah,
no, I'm playing.
You go back to like Halo 2, and then you compare it to this game, and you're telling me that this game is as good as like
one of the quotes was like one of the best Halo of all time. What?
Did you play any of the earlier ones?
Yeah,
they got paid off.
And then another one. I don't know if that's true. But another one was like, "This is the future of gaming," and that rings so true in a dark sense.
It did.
Because of the microtransactions in there. And let's talk about the microtransactions. So you guys saw us do the math. It was something like 3.4 million requisition points, which would equal, oh, Joe, you don't have to buy anything. It's in-game time. Well, if you don't have to buy anything and players were so content to not buy anything, they would have to go through 680 hours of gameplay just to get all the cosmetics. And you can see the result in this in the recent announcement. How much money did it make? Well, Halo's microtransaction system on its own, not even the game, just the requisition points, made $500,000 in a single week.
The first
I think
week.
even less than a week. And so and then everybody's always saying two things. They're always saying, yeah, but they're going to use a portion of the profits for the best, give it to the best player. Who cares? Nobody cares about that. No. You and I are not MLG Pro players. So because one guy, Ninja or Snipe Down gets, $1.5 million grand prize for his team of 4 players, well, good on them. No, seriously, I love those guys. I watched them play as I was reviewing the game. But that doesn't affect us. So that's not a benefit. Nobody can go, this is what we're getting. We're not getting that,
no,
okay?
We're not.
And number 2, they say free map packs. Well, actually, I don't have a problem paying for map packs.
Neither do I.
If the maps are good, and then the other argument is that other companies are just giving out free maps, period. And they don't have to have the microtransaction system in there. So, it's just amazing to me that, you have this new requisition point, and now if you don't like it, and you give reasons why you don't like it, it's bullshit. Yeah. It's like, no, it's not bullshit. It's not bullshit that I don't like the requisition point system. I don't like it. It has the potential to be abused. And you're gonna come crying to me later when you see in Halo 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, they change the requisition points and slowly move it and push the boundary, because that's what companies do. Companies don't, aren't there not to make money. They're there to make as much money as possible without breaking the player's tolerance.
Yeah.
And I'm just warning you guys on that. $500,000, $500,000 in less than a week.
Yeah.
So you're talking about $2 million every month, okay? And it's just,
you can't beat that.
Now that I think about it, dude, this is the end of gaming as we know it.
That is
You've got a big ass franchise like Halo and Microsoft behind it. Microsoft sees how much money that's making, extra money that was never made before, because they're monetizing customization in the game. When customization was given to us free in Reach, you remember Reach, all different pieces.
You could customize every piece of your armor. It was cool.
So now that Microsoft sees this, they're like, why would they ever go back? They're about money. We both agree they're about money. Yeah. So they would never go back, and unless we tell them we're not buying it until you go back, or you're going to see less sales. The problem is the Halo fanboys, the super casuals, the people that don't realize what's happening are making them $500,000 to $1 million a week, and what I'm mainly concerned about is that other companies are going to see this. We've already seen it in Dragon Age.
Yep.
We've already seen it in Assassin's Creed to these degrees, and Mass Effect is multiplayer. And now Halo's wants to do it too. And because these numbers come out and they're so successful, you can guarantee that our AAA gaming is in danger.
It is.
I mean, we are actually losing the war right now. So that's kind of a sad thing to think about.
Yeah, it's a downward spiral, and I mean, we always talk about doing things and actually standing up against this sort of stuff. Like, great example is pre-ordering. Everybody got in arms about pre-ordering bullshit. And we did change the Deus Ex thing.
I actually don't mind about pre-orders, but they have to be good pre-orders.
They have to be good.
Instead of bad pre-orders.
There's a kitty... But no, it's people, they say, oh, pre-ordering's bad. Then I know people that say that and go and pre-order games. And it's like, it's one thing to say you want to do something about it. It's another to completely do it. And I mean, like Joe and I, we haven't bought Battlefront yet. It's a great example. We're not pre-ordering.
I'm not pre-ordering it. I will buy it when it comes out, but that's because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and that's how they get you. Yeah, that's how they get you. And I wanted to support Battlefront. And there's the thing: if their pre-orders were different, if their standard edition, deluxe edition, ultimate edition were different.
Your camera just went off.
Okay. I have a Microsoft webcam and it crashed when we were talking shit about Microsoft. That's hilarious.
Makes sense.
Anyways, hopefully it stays online. But what I was saying is that I actually don't mind pre-orders if the pre-orders are all right and they make sense. If it's when you have content and you cut it off of the game and you try to sell it separately. If you don't pre-order and that kind of stuff, like what they're doing with Warhammer Total War, that stuff bothers me. And if you're not getting enough value, and if you don't know what is in the season pass before buying it, that's the kind of stuff that bothers me. But anyway, and it sucks because I wanted to scream the praises of Battlefront and get the angry army in it hardcore, but it just makes it difficult to do these things. But going back to the Halo discussion, extended discussion, so these Guardians, right? These are things that I couldn't jam into the review because my review is already 40 minutes. Let's do one bad thing, one good thing. One bad thing. Halo 5 Guardians. And the whole game, there's not a single Guardian boss battle.
No.
They don't do anything. They just sit there in the air and hover and just look menacing. That sucks.
And explode shockwaves.
That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like I could already imagine in my head how cool it would be like a boss battle, like beams come out of their mouth.
Yeah, like
and
the Kraken.
And then you have to climb up it like Shadow of Colossus or something. Just something crazy that we've never seen in a Halo before. Yeah, even climbing mechanics like in Dogma and shit, and energy sword and rip out pieces of it.
Like stabbing it in the eye.
I mean, this game, man, it could have been so much better. It just feels very lazy. The story feels very lazy. It's like, here's something until you get to Halo 6.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Master Chief or Locke never even suited up, nothing would have changed.
No.
I mean, you don't feel as if anything would have changed. Now, Cortana would have captured Master Chief and put him in that orb and then saved him for later. And Locke stopped that. But that's about all you do, is that you sort of save Master Chief. And now
you save him, which was opposite of what they broadcast.
Yeah. And, so that sucked that there was no real Guardian ties in there. Key, come here. And then another thing is there was no emotional connection in this game. Never at a moment did I... Okay, the camera crashed again. So I'm using a different Microsoft webcam. I should have not brought those. What was I saying? I was saying there was no emotional impact in the game. No emotional connection. There was never a badass moment where I was like, fuck yeah!
Like the bridge in Halo 2. Yeah, with the Mjolnir remix,
and there was none of that in this game. I mean,
even the Kraken fight was just like
it was a little.
It was muted. It was more of a letdown than the Scarab. And remember the Scarab? Scarab was like, oh, don't push me to show the cat.
I want to push you to show the cat.
Don't show the cat.
She's being cute. Okay, anyways, but the Scarab, it was not a.
No.
I thought it would be a little more epic.
The Kraken, yeah, it was.
Scarab, not Scarab.
It was just underwhelming. It was definitely underwhelming. Mm-hmm. The entire game was underwhelming, and I mean,
it was mediocre.
It was
at best.
It was not a Halo to me. It was a.
It just felt like a setup to the next one. So let's talk about the actual setup. So at the end, the legendary ending. You want to know? You can come back in if you want. Okay. So the legendary ending in Halo 5 is basically you see a floating Halo, which I think there's 2 or 3 Halos that we haven't seen yet, and we don't know what their location is. So I think this is one of those Halos that we never have seen before.
Yeah.
And so this Halo gets activated, and during this, Cortana is humming a tune. And at first, I had no idea what this tune was. I thought she was just humming the Halo tune, but that would just be stupid and meta. I think, if I have this right, and I tried to listen to the clip from before, I think she's humming Guilty Spark. You know, when you meet Guilty Spark and he's humming and he's doing his thing, because Guilty Spark is fun, he's humming the same exact tune. And so this is a super fascinating part. It's a damn shame that this is like 10 seconds long.
Yeah,
in
you
Halo
fight
5,
through like 17
because this
hours.
is the most fascinating part of the game. And the reason why, if you think about it, what did Guilty Spark want to do? You know, so he wanted to reactivate the Halos, right? Well, here's what I think. Cortana is trying to reactivate the Halo. Why? Because what were the Halos originally intended to do? They were intended to wipe out all the races, or wipe out the Flood. Wipe out all the races, because the Flood could not be contained.
Yeah, so
then the Flood would die off
because there would be no
because
food.
there'd be no food, and then they would repopulate the world. So that's what Cortana is doing now. And see, it's circular. It's really cool. And I was like, oh my god. The whole Halo event is happening again with Cortana in control of it, right? And she wants to wipe out humanity and the Covenant and all the other races in the galaxy to save them to save the AIs, right? And then start over, and only the good humans, like she tried to take Master Chief and a few of those soldiers, only the good people that she wants to live from the different races will get to live. So I thought that was extremely fascinating, but it gets even more fascinating. Why was she humming that tune? Well, I'm thinking, here's a possibility, one theory. Where's Guilty Spark?
Thought he exploded on the Halo.
Oh, no, Guilty Spark in the books. Guilty Spark is still alive. I think he commandeered like a vessel and flew off somewhere. I don't know. I didn't read that particular story. I read somebody who had told me about it on the forums. So I think it's very possible that Cortana is not evil, that she is being controlled by Guilty Spark.
It's possible.
Somehow Guilty Spark has taken over Cortana, artificial intelligence, her what would you call it, network infrastructure, matrix, right? And that's Guilty Spark. And they just teased it or gave it away that she's humming the same tune that Guilty Spark hums when he's on the Halo ring. That's actually Guilty Spark. And so we have a chance to go and save Cortana. Because I was like, oh shit, now Master Chief's going to have to go and kill Cortana.
Have to kill Cortana.
And have this big thing. And I said, Microsoft's not going to do that. They want to do this love story that they've been doing, right?
in Halo 4.
Right. So the way that they're probably going to do it is Guilty Spark is in control of Cortana. Chief will find a way to rip Guilty Spark's control of Cortana away, and she becomes a good guy again and helps fight Guilty Spark. So that is super fascinating. And you're talking about the Halo rings, and if you bring the Flood back, oh my god, I'm down.
It'll be awesome.
Put me down for Halo 6. Or put me down for Halo 7 whenever they want to do this particular storyline. So that's why I'm saying that Halo 5 was a step in the right direction for the lore, but it's just too many things, and I listed all 10 of them earlier, too many things hold the game back for me to be able to recommend it to people.
Yeah, I agree. It's a 6 out of 10. It really is.
Did you want to say anything else on the game? You got shoulder charge and ground pound.
Nah, we already mentioned those.
Which emulates Destiny. Oh, one thing that I didn't have time for in the review that I definitely do want to mention. Sound design. I forgot to include it. I didn't forget to include it. It got cut. It had some of the best weapon sound designs. The weapons were visceral. They sounded really well. The soundtrack was well done. So, in my opinion, the soundtrack and the sound design for Halo 5 was among the best. That's one quote that you can actually use. Among the best sound designs in Halos ever. Not the best Halo ever. As some people
best sound design though.
Yeah. So, what else can we say about Halo 5? It's a damn shame.
It's a damn shame. There, summarizes it.
Damn
shame.
Okay, we don't want to make this thing too long. So, if you have any extended thoughts on that legendary cutscene at the end, whether you're excited for Halo 6, whether you're worried about what they're going to do with the requisition system in the future, if you are like us and you don't like the requisition system, it's okay to voice it. Okay, don't listen to anybody else.
Yeah.
It's okay to give reasons why you don't like the system, and to tell 343 Studios that you don't like the system, and Microsoft you don't like the system.
Yeah.
But guess what? They're making $500,000, so they're not going to listen to you anymore. The war is over. We've lost. Because honestly, they're going to tell you, I don't like the system. They're like, yeah, you do. We made $500,000 in 1 week.
Yeah, so
y'all guys definitely like
the system.
No! I'm telling you, it's gonna get bad. Anyways, okay, we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Bye.
Bye.